So the Loz lesson suggestion for today is, Loz, can you do a lesson about trying too hard with techniques and what can happen? Now, Neville Goddard told you to do nothing when you want to manifest. What does that mean? Do nothing? But I've been taught all these manifestation methods and techniques by manifestation coaches. Robotic affirming and emotional regulation and this thing and this thing. You know, do any of those things, guys? In this Loz lesson, I'll tell you why. So guys, I'm just going to explain to you about the love challenge. The month of love is starting tonight, Australian time, which is morning time, US time, 9 a.m. EST inside the Subconscious Loz Squad. So the squad is my monthly coaching group, and each month we either have a course dropping in there or a challenge. And the challenge for Christmas was so goddamn popular, the Manifest What You Want by Christmas, because so many people actually manifested what they wanted by Christmas, including me, on Christmas Day, that we are now doing a love challenge, because I know how many of you get upset by Valentine's. I know all the lovey-dovey stuff and the heart boxes of chocolates and the couples holding hands and the cards in the shop can trigger you when your SP's not back, or they're back and acting like a dick, or you have no person at all. Okay, so this love challenge is going to keep you accountable, and there's daily tasks. So instead of it being a course where I drop a video and a workbook at the beginning of every week, this is actually daily tasks dropped every day inside the squad to keep you accountable and your mind right every single day for the whole 29 days of February. Okay, so come and join us in the squad. It's only $35 to join, and the price of the actual squad goes up on the 5th of February. So $11.59 on the 4th. It jumps from $35 a month to $50. So make sure you get in the squad now, subconsciousloz.com, or just press my link tree and go to where it says join the challenge or join the squad. Sign up now and don't cancel, and then you'll lock in the $35 OG price, and you'll get all the courses that get dropped in there every single month, or the challenge. It's either a course or a challenge. Plus I go live on Fridays, plus there's Mentor Mondays on Mondays. Plus you can watch back all my advanced coaching sessions and all the Mentor Mondays and all the lives I've ever done in there. There's hundreds of videos of content. So guys, the whole point of conscious manifestation, the clue is in the word conscious, is that we're now becoming conscious of what we're being. So there's a difference between conscious manifestation and unconscious manifestation. Why is it called conscious manifestations? Because you're actually unconsciously doing it right now. You're unconsciously manifesting shit. So when people tell you, start manifesting today or do this technique to manifest, no, you dumb bitch, I'm already manifesting. Are you so fucking thick you don't know that and you're coaching this? Oh, I thought manifestation is something to start doing. I'm teaching you to start doing it. You are somebody who should not be on the internet teaching this, because you're so fucking lost and you're confusing everyone. So if you're listening to any coaches, guys, who teach you like manifestation is something to start doing, or when you do this technique, this will happen, or you have to do this technique to manifest, they are absolute bullshit artists. They're either as dumb as a plank of wood, or they're bullshit artists, one or the other. If they're dumb as a plank of wood, that would be about 90% of coaches. Clueless as fuck, copying everything everyone else says and just regurgitating what they've heard and not actually understanding this, 90%. Don't mean to be rude, but about 90% of them that I've seen, complete and utter morons who don't understand this. And then there's the rest of them who are just trying to teach you a technique to make money. And then there's the few that I think actually know what they're talking about. And yes, they have things to sell because we have to pay staff, but they actually know what they're talking about. And those coaches who know what they're talking about, the only technique they would teach you are ways to get into the state of the new you to consciously manifest what you want. So those coaches who do understand this and do understand that you're already manifesting are only giving you ways to change your state of being. So if, for example, we give you affirmations that we feel would help you, they would have to be affirmations, new thoughts, that's all an affirmation is, something you think is true, that would replace the things you're already thinking that are unconsciously manifesting what you don't want. So if you have an unconscious thought that you won't be chosen by a specific person and they don't want you, then you have to now consciously think the opposite. So you might use a technique like affirmations, like an inner conversation with your specific person that's the opposite of that old thinking that you're not chosen and wanted by them. So a technique like inner conversation could be something like, you sitting there talking to them and saying, I remember when I thought you didn't want me. And then he goes, listen, you silly bitch, I wanted you the whole time. I only went off with that other girl because I thought you didn't want me, or you kept pushing me away, or you kept getting triggered all the time. I wanted you the whole time. I love you. And you go, oh, is that all it was? I'm so silly. I love you. Give me a kiss, right? It doesn't have to be that conversation. An inner conversation. Now, I also used another technique then called I remember when. Now, that's something Neville taught. Now, whenever Neville Goddard taught a technique, like he would call the telephone technique a technique, or I remember when a kind of technique, he didn't really teach techniques, but he would call them a technique, I guess. Right? The ladder experiment was kind of a technique he got people to do to understand visualization and the power of your subconscious. But each of these techniques, they're not the thing that actually manifests. So you just need to understand, if you guys are desperately trying to do a new technique, you're jumping on this trending topic and this trending technique, and you're doing this one this week and this one the next week, you've got to understand all you're trying to do with those techniques is change your state of being and change your dominant thinking so you produce a new reality, because at the moment you're unconsciously producing one that you don't want. So I need you to separate the idea of techniques manifesting for you and being the thing that's going to make it manifest, and understand that all those techniques are doing is putting your brain, your mind, into the state of the new you by repetitively doing or doing something different that you haven't done before. That's it. That's all a technique is. However, having said that, inner conversations, affirmations, visualizing, scripting, I remember when, I become you, any of those techniques that I would recommend, great. I don't really call them techniques, but great. But any of this bullshit like robotic affirming like a robot until your mind turns the words into gobbledygook, absolutely fucking not. And if anyone comes in here and says to me, but it's repetition that manifests, yes, bitch, that's how you manifested what's currently here, by you repetitively thinking you weren't wanted. But you didn't think that like a robot, did you? You didn't sit around all day going, I wanted, 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 until it turned to gobbledygook. Did you silly girl? You didn't have to do that for it to manifest. So why do you have to do that for it to change? Oh yeah, don't do I? No, because that's fucking dumb. You don't have to be emotionally regulated to manifest. You might have not been emotionally regulated before, but it was your thinking that caused the manifestation you don't want. It wasn't because you were discombobulated emotionally that manifested what is currently here, like a breakup. It was your thinking about yourself, and you're thinking about the situation, and you're thinking about the third party, and you're thinking about your specific person, not the tears you shed, that manifested that situation. You manifest with your imagination. So you don't need to be emotionally regulated to imagine, do you? That would be ridiculous. That would be like saying to a child, now listen children, before you go out and play, before you play sandcastles on the beach, or before you go into your cubby house and pretend it's a castle, I want you all to emotionally regulate before you go and imagine. And they'd be like, listen bitch, I'm a child, I just use my mind, and I'm Elsa in my castle over there in the tree. I don't have to emotionally regulate to imagine. I can do it fine, thanks, you silly bitch. Just because you've been an adult and you've fucked your brain your whole life and you find it hard to imagine, I don't have to do that. I'm a child. I naturally do this masterfully. I'm a masterful manifester. What are you on about? Think about that. Did you have to emotionally regulate as a child to imagine you were Elsa in a castle, or that you were He-Man? No, you didn't. So if any fuckwit is telling you you have to emotionally regulate to manifest, they are so fucking dumb. I can't believe you guys have fallen for it. And people come on my lives like this and say to me, you bitch about coaches. I'm not bitching about the coaches. I'm bitching about the dumb shit you guys are falling for, that you're actually paying people for, or watching videos on YouTube about and then paying them through advertising for. Guys, you don't have to do the latest trending technique to manifest. All you have to do is change your state. If that dumb technique you did, like robotic affirming, fucking helped you, well, all power to you. But are you going to do that till you're 85? I don't think so, but hey, go and do it if it helps you. Now, this question was trying too hard with the techniques and what will happen. As Yoda said, there is no try. You either are it or you aren't it. You can't try to manifest. You can't try the techniques. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. You're either thinking it or you're not thinking it. I'll try to change. I'll try not to be triggered. I'll try to visualize. I'll try to think new thoughts. No, you either are thinking new thoughts or you are visualizing a new scene in your mind and your imaginative situation, or you're not. Like, if you're trying to visualize you and your specific person together, but then you allow the third party to jump into the scene and fuck your boyfriend, well, did that work? Oh, I tried it, but then she jumped in the scene and it all got messed up. This is an exercise in mind control. Are you able to control your mind? No, you're screwed. Your lack of control over your mind is what caused that third party. Oh, what do I do? You have to control your mind. Now, all these techniques are doing is to make you control your mind, help you to control your mind. You know what I mean? Like, I could lift weights at the gym, guys, and I could do it badly. My form could be bad. My technique could be bad, and I could hurt myself. If I did it well and my form was good, I'd build my biceps. But if I'm throwing my arms around like this, like some idiots do when they're doing bicep curls, I'd hurt my back, I'd hurt my neck. Might pull a muscle in my arm. I might build a bit of muscle, but I'm going to fuck myself in the meantime. A lot of you guys are doing techniques like this. Like some idiot at the gym is throwing their body around instead of doing it properly. In proper form, not shaking your body around and doing the mind-muscle connection, really building the bicep, you know what I mean? Mind-muscle. Don't throw your arms around, guys, doing everything. Oh, I'm doing robotic affirming, I'm doing emotional regulation, now I'm doing an inner conversation. I saw this other thing about write something under a pillow and stick it in the freezer. Oh, I'm doing everything. A lot of you are like doing everything in the kitchen sink. All you're trying to do is do new things to create the new you. And by doing, I don't mean going out and doing anything in 3D. I mean thinking new things, being the new you. So long as whatever technique you're using is helping you to become the new you, you're great. If it's not, you're fucked. And then you're just trying too hard because you're trying every technique out of desperation to make your 3D change. And that's not what we're doing here. We change and then it changes. We change internally and it changes externally. Are you guys getting that? If you don't, please come and join the squad. We'll keep you accountable during the love challenge. It starts today. We'll keep you accountable during Mentor Mondays. We'll keep you accountable during any time during the week you want to ask questions in the Q&A forum. I keep you accountable on Fridays in my lives, and we'll always keep you accountable in there, guys, to keep on top of your thinking so you don't have to do dumb techniques, okay? So, guys, I'm going to scroll up for the questions. I'm a new member of the squad. Oh, wonderful. Very excited about the challenge. Oh, wonderful, Alex. I want to change my life in 2024. It starts with this challenge and the squad. Wonderful, Emily. Hooray. So, guys, you get to join in my link tree and we'll enter you in soon. You just got to follow the prompts to request to join the Facebook group, and the tasks get dropped every day. And my videos go in the guide section. Like I always drop my things in the guide section of the squad if you can't find it. I've been working on your self-concept videos. That's wonderful, darling. Can't wait to start the challenge. Yay. Hang on, guys. So excited to challenge. Yes, new member of the squad from Scotland. Oh, wonderful. 23 Glitter Street. Hi, Kay. Hi, Kat. Yes, Mentor Monday is coming up next week. Yes, UK Mentor Monday, guys. How does the subconscious pick up on the sleep tapes when you can't consciously hear them? Well, how is your SP picking up on what you sent them telepathically when you weren't saying it out loud? How did they pick up on the thoughts that you weren't good enough and you wouldn't be prioritized by them, and then they left you? How'd that happen? This is telepathy, Siobhan. Shit goes in your mind. You don't have to hear it. I literally just had a convo with a friend about how it's not these techniques that manifest. Guys, if you're doing dumb techniques and every week you're changing your mind because you saw some new trending thing, like, honestly, when I see the new trending stuff on TikTok, I find it so funny. It's laughable. And I could jump on top of it, guys, and I could make thumbnails about it. And I could jump on those trends, but I would feel like the world's biggest charlatan and a real hypocrite because I've been against all that stuff for so long. And I know I'd have double the following and double the YouTube views if I jumped on those trending topics and did those real clickbait, manifest overnight, manifest $1 billion listening to this meditation, do this one technique and he'll come back tomorrow. I'll help you manifest them in 48 hours. Bullshit. Guys, if you're falling for that, I feel so sorry for you. It just shows how desperate you are. And any of those coaches that you're following who do those things, go and read their terms and conditions. And if it says something like, do not start hate groups against me, or you cannot get a refund if you can't get your person back, and I can't guarantee, when they've sent you guarantees or told you they guarantee, and then their terms and conditions say, I can't guarantee, think about that. And you guys are falling for those idiots. Have you used this for health? Use what, darling? Your mind. That's how you got sick in the first place. Use your mind for health. I have a health affirmations tape on YouTube, darling, and a sleep tape. Go and use it. Lois, how can I work on my self-concept of being hurt in RS comes from physical abuse, absence in childhood? In RS, in you mean relationship? So how did you get yourself in that situation? That's because you were abused as a child. And so An abuse cycle is when your mind doesn't know the difference and thinks that's normal. It's not normal, darling, to be abused in any kind of relationship, whether you were abused as a child or not. So you've got to trick your mind into thinking that's not normal. No, this isn't normal. I deserve to be treated better than this, and step away from the situation and then work on your self-concept so you can think differently about you, that you deserve better. Okay? That's me in the gym. What you? Well, that's you, Kay, is it? Like this. Did you always have men coming up to you going, I'll teach you how to do that? I'm sure you did. Thought your skin is amazing. You're going, oh, thank you, Dilly. Glowing is one of my affirmations, guys. You do know that, don't you? That's why you guys keep saying it. Thank you. More self-concept for me. Yes, guys. Hang on. I'm scrolling up. Yes, it's the state. Yes, guys. It's the state that manifests, not the fucking dumb techniques that you learned off some dumb fucking YouTube video you saw yesterday. God damn it. Like if someone says the latest technique, what do you mean? What do you mean, bitch? We're just changing our state. Oh, well, I'm just trying to get video views, so I'm jumping on the latest thing that some bullshit artist was doing on TikTok. Like lucky girl syndrome or whatever. All lucky girl syndrome, any of those things are, guys, is like thinking you're lucky. It's not a technique. Go ahead. I have a whole course about lucky girl syndrome teaching you what it actually is. Mm-hmm. If you can't revise something, how can you fix things? I did something unforgivable. Well, that's your assumption. So he won't forgive you. To my SP, and now he said he can't forgive me because you assume he can't. Radu, you've got to understand, darling, your assumption about it being unforgivable will make it unforgivable to him. If you can't revise it, don't worry about it. But you're the silly person keeping the story alive that it is unforgivable and he won't forgive you. So you fucked it. You can revise it all you like, but you've got such a story that it's unforgivable that he won't forgive you. So you've got to change that story. Of course he forgives me. He loves me. He understands why I did what I did. He loves me anyway. He doesn't care. Have that story. But you're fucking it with this unforgivable story. Only listen to Loz, Sasha and Squad Mentors. Oh, that's nice, Danielle. I just have one problem, and it's I'm scared if my intrusive thoughts manifest. Yes, they will, darling. So what do you want me to say? Do you want me to say, only your positive thoughts manifest? Bing. So what do you think this is, Linda? This is an exercise in getting control of those thoughts. They're not intrusive. They're just negative because you're noticing them more than the other ones. They seem like they're intruding on your brain. They're not. They're just more noticeable because you don't like them. Yes, that's what we're trying to do here. Control them. And if you don't control them, yes, they will manifest. I'm sorry if that fucking scares you. Now, not every single thought you've ever had in your whole life manifests. But if you think it dominantly, Linda, what do you think this is? We're trying to control our fucking thinking. Oh, I'm just letting my mind run me. Well, that's how you manifested all the shit that's in front of you right now. So you're going to manifest more shit? We're trying to control our minds. Are you doing that? Oh, no. Guys, the fuck do you think my whole account's about? It's about controlling your mind, Linda. Fucking watch more of my content, please. Also a member of the squad, best group ever, literally living my best life that I manifested. Darling, what so lovely and supportive in there. How do you make yourself feel loved? You decide you are, darling. Can't make yourself feel anything. Anyone who tries to tell you to make yourself feel self-love or love yourself is a fucking idiot. Guys, you just tell your mind enough thoughts for it to replace the old thoughts that were bad. That's all you're doing, and then you'll eventually believe it. You're not trying to feel anything, and you're not trying to love yourself, okay? Hang on. New member in the squad. Yay! We now live together, and I got a management position for a non-profit organisation. I'm a Perth girl. Oh, really? What's this? What happened? Let me read what you actually said. You changed my life, Loz, done both self-concept and waffle, man of my dreams, and you management position. Darling. And you're in Perth. Oh, lovely. Maybe a lesson about manifesting more than one thing at once. Guys, you're always manifesting more than one thing at once. How do you get the best version of ourselves? Well, that's what we're doing in the challenge, guys. We're becoming our best loved up versions of ourselves, okay? But all you're doing is replacing the thinking that caused you to think you weren't the best version of you, okay? Going to the bottom. I have realized that I was doing little things so my SP wouldn't forget me, but I've stopped this. What do you mean so they won't forget you? You've got a story they'll forget you, so then you're doing stupid shit because that's your story. How does feeling unloved manifest at work? Well, you won't get things. You won't get promotions. You get treated badly. You get spoken to badly. A whole lot of things, darling. Hey, Loz, will there be a Facebook Friday tomorrow? Yes, there always is, guys, but it's at different times. So if you don't catch the UK one week, it'll be a US one the next week. So what did I do last week? Did I do a US one? I think I did. I didn't do a UK one. So tomorrow should be a UK one. What does it mean if other women always get everyone's attention? It means you've got a story that other women always get everyone's attention and you don't. So until you change that story that you don't get attention, they'll get attention and you won't, because that's your story. Change your thinking. Doesn't mean anything. That's your thought. Can feeling stupid and feeling like an idiot be linked to not feeling good enough? Absolutely, darling, because you were made to feel stupid when you were younger, or you were dyslexic, or something happened where someone made you feel that way, and now you've got a paranoia or a thought that that's you now, and it's not you, but you just think it is. So think the opposite now about yourself, and anytime those thoughts come up, change them. Loz, what does it mean when our SP physically abuses us, but we haven't seen violence in childhood? So you're probably, darling, were in a situation in childhood where you were either unprioritized in some kind of way and made to feel not good enough or less than, so you get treated as less than now. So you don't have to, look, guys, you don't have to have received abuse as a child to be abused later in life, but why are you sticking around for that, darling? That's what you have to ask yourself. So are you so desperate to be loved you don't want to be alone, so you're staying? Are you worried about the repercussions if you leave? Do you feel not good enough so you think that's all you deserve? What's the thinking behind you staying there? The fact that you're even staying for that is telling me you've got a lot of terrible thoughts about yourself. What are they, darling? And while you're thinking about that, get the fuck out of there, please. What can I do if I'm focusing on self-concept and distracting myself, but I can't stop waiting and thinking of SP? Guys, of course you're going to think about them. You love them. If you're about to get married to your SP, what are you going to do? Have a lobotomy of the brain, not think about the dude and you're getting married tomorrow? That would be stupid. That would be unrealistic. Of course we're going to think about them, guys. But we don't want to be in the state of waiting. We want to be in the state of loved up in our mind with them in the beautiful relationship that we want, not in the state of waiting. What is this? Loz, what can I affirm if my biggest fear is competition and comparison? No one compares to me. I am number one. I am always prioritized. I'm always put first. I am the best choice. Whatever would help you. Sometimes saying no one compares to me will make you think of the third party that compares to you. It depends what works with your brain. Some things might be clunky, so only use the ones that work for you, darling. Reality is starting to mirror my affirmations. I'm persisting until the end, not giving up this time. Wonderful, darling. How do you stay in the state of being thin? Well, you stop thinking you're not thin. Okay, so every time you eat, you say, oh, everything makes me thinner and thinner. I get thinner by the minute, right? I'm so wonderfully thin. I love being so thin. I love being so skinny. Everyone thinks I'm so skinny. Just start saying that. There's a wonderful Neville Goddard story where this woman goes, oh, Neville, I'm so fat. Look how fat I am. And he goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're wonderfully thin. Oh, thank you, Kay, for the koala. He says, what do you mean? You're wonderfully thin. Look at you. You're wonderfully thin. And she's like, oh. So she went away with the thought that she was wonderfully thin. I'm wonderfully thin. And then the next time she saw him again, she went to the meeting and she said, Neville, look how thin I am. Because she got out of the mindset of being fat in her mind. Can't remember what lecture that's in. That's a cute koala. I love it. I've never seen that one before, Kay. Gorgeous. What are we doing here? We are talking about manifestation, darling, manifesting love, changing our self-concept. What's this? Part 2 as an influencer, but never getting it. What is the first part? Hang on, Sophia. I can't see it. Where is it? You explain things so well. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Keely. Where's the first part of this, darling? No, I can't see. I've never had a boyfriend, and now I feel like it's never going to happen for me. How do I change this? Well, then it won't, Antonia, because you've got a story that it's never going to happen for you. Oh, it's never going to happen. What do you mean it's never going to happen? Stop saying that. That's just a story. Get rid of that story. Imagine you're in a beautiful relationship now and he'll fucking turn up. I've done that twice. Where is this part 1 that I can't see? When is Kick-Ass You extension coming out? Thank you. Oh, soon, guys, soon. I give it 3 weeks, okay? I know I keep saying that. Give it 3 weeks. I realised that I wasn't living in the state of being the girl who has my SP. We'll do that, please, Jane. Oh. Makeup. I don't have any makeup, but my skincare is peeling on my face. What did I put on my face today? Oh, sun cream. That's what it is. Does thought transmission happen straight away? If why not? Why not they act on it right away? If not, why don't they act on it right away? No. Guys, fuck me. This isn't a magic trick. They've got to start thinking it as their own thinking. You love me, you want me, you only want me, there's no other girl but me, I am home to you, I am all you think about. Oh, I'm thinking about Loz. Next day. I'm thinking about Loz a lot. God, when I wake up in the morning, it's all I think about. No one compares to her, really. Like, she's the best girl ever. And then he thinks of you. Guys, it has to become their thinking. This isn't magic. Why are you thinking it's magic, darling? What are you on about? You've been watching some fuckwits to teach you this, like, magic. It's thought transmission from you to other people, and it has to become their thinking. Part 1, what could be the self-concept issue if it's years I'm trying to manifest being an influencer? The answer's in your question. What could be the self-concept issue if it's years I'm trying to manifest being an influencer but not getting it? Sophia, you either are influencing people as an influencer or you're trying to be an influencer. Which are you? At the moment, you're trying to be one. So therefore, you won't influence anyone because you have a story you're trying to influence people. You've got to decide you influence people. When I started my account, I just decided people would listen. Oh, look at that kitten. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. I didn't try to become an influencer. I didn't start the TikTok thinking people might listen to me. I decided I know what the fuck I'm talking about. The end. Then I did. And within like 2 weeks, I could go live. And then after a couple of lives, I had people asking me for coaching. I just decided I was one. I decided I was a person of influence. You've decided you're not. So then you won't be. So decide you are. See the difference? How do we know we no longer want SP due to self-concept? What do you mean? You literally won't want them. What do you want me to tell you? Guys, you either want your person or you don't want your person. You'll know if you don't want your fucking person. My old SP came back when I was with my other SP, right? I couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted, and eventually I chose the new SP, right, when the old one came back. That old one still comes back all the time. I know I don't want him. Now, how do I know I don't want him? Because I know I don't want that person. He's not for me. I wish him love and light, but he's not the man for me in my mind. I'm not attracted to him in the same way. I don't want to spend time with him in the same way. I don't want to talk to him on the phone all the time. I'm not interested. That's how you know. Loz, I saw my SP move to another town far. I know it's just a circumstance. If I see us together, is it enough? Yes, darling, it doesn't matter that they're far away. I had an SP on the other side of Australia. That made no difference. He was like, bring the dog and cat, come move over here. It made no difference that we were far away from each other. Made no difference. Do you think seem to be going the opposite way sometimes right before manifesting? No, darling, that's complete bullshit. That's when you'll know it's going to come when this happens bullshit. You're falling for that dumb bullshit. That's a belief. It might go wrong. It might go right. It might go opposite. It might not go opposite. That's your belief. So start thinking everything goes right before it comes. Start thinking it's here. Is it your self-concept that keeps making him come back and calling? Yes. So for example, let me use this SP as an example. We were together many, many years ago, like almost 10 years. How long ago would it have been? 7 years when I moved back here. So say 9 years or something, right? We got together when I came to Australia once. Then we had a big breakup. I went back to England. Then he got in contact with me and he said, I'll come back. And I never did. Then when I finally came back, it was years later, and he saw I was here and he messaged me on Instagram and said, are you here? No, I messaged him because he had a child. And I said, is that your kid? I said, congratulations. He said, are you here? And he wanted a coffee with me. And we hung out and then we got back together, kind of half-assed back together. And then it didn't go the way I wanted, la, la, la. I decided, no, you're not for me. And decided I have a man who treats me beautifully. I have a man who treats me beautifully. Whether it's him or someone else. A week later, another guy turned up outside my house. Literally outside my house mowing the lawn. I ended up with him. Then a month later, that other guy contacted me. And then he wanted to come see me at my house. I said, no, you can't. He said, well, I know he invited me to dinner. And I said, no, you can't come. I can't come. And he said, why? I said, I'm seeing someone. So then he turned up at my house because he knew where my house was. And he stayed for 3 days and he wouldn't fucking leave. And he slept on the couch. Right? And when he got there, he said, it's only been a month. Well, you met someone else. And I said, a lot can happen in a month. Now, what had happened in a month was I'd really worked on myself. And I also had an SP who treated me so beautifully that it really helped me build up my self-concept. So I'd already worked on my self-concept anyway. Then this person kind of reiterated my good self-concept. And so when this one came back, my self-concept was really good. And then it stayed consistently good that whole year. And that's why he wouldn't leave. And then I know when my self-concept's waned because he'll change. He literally will change on a dime depending on what I'm thinking about myself. Loz, if I was unstable during breakup, should I revise for stability or forgiveness? Well, stop thinking you're unstable. Stop thinking you acted like a crazy cut snake. Start saying you acted fine. or you're stable now, or they've forgiven you, or you haven't done anything wrong. Sounds like you're beating yourself up for the way you acted. You acted like a nut. Stop saying you acted like a nut. Decide they don't care. He left the third party for you. Oh, no, he wasn't with the girl he had the baby with. They weren't together. It's a whole story. He doesn't want her, but then he had a second baby with her. And he was like, I'd rather have babies with you. And I was like, that's nice. And then when they had... then when they had a second kid, I said, oh, what are you calling her? And he said, Lauren. That's my name. I said, you're not, are you? And he goes, I want to, but she figured it out, so we're not calling her that. Oh my God, no, I know. And I forgot all about that until I saw him again. Oh yeah, he was telling me that before they had the child. That's right. Then they had the baby. I saw him a year later. And then my old neighbour said, oh, what did they end up calling her? And I said, oh, Danielle or whatever it was. Charlotte, I can't remember. And she goes, so not Lauren then. And I went, what? And she goes, don't you remember the story? And I went, oh, I forgot he said that. Funny. Lois, what course would you recommend particularly about self-worth and love? Worthy as fuck for love, darling. It's literally in the title. You become worthy as fuck for love by the end. You are kept accountable of all your thoughts. You take responsibility for the way you acted in your relationship. You understand what your triggers are. You understand what your patterns are in love, and you change your concept of self throughout that whole course. The effect you have on him is powerful. Well, I didn't used to have that effect on him. If you saw our relationship years ago, it was a fucking shit show. An absolute fucking shit show. Now, like when we've gone out, when my old best friend would go out with us, she was like, you're so mean to him, and he just sits there. And I'm like, it didn't used to happen. He wasn't like that before. So when you change, they change. He's like a different person. That guy's friend zoned me before. Then he wants to name his kid after me. It's like self-concept, guys. It's all that it is. Can't wait for boot camp. Yes, boot camp. How to manifest someone out of your life from a friends group. Well, just imagine them not there anymore. Imagine they've got new friends. Imagine them telling you, oh, I'm not your friend anymore, or I'm friends with such and such now. We want lots of self-concept. Oh, yeah. Whatever I manifest and I think it happens just right away, except for that one person. Why? Well, okay, so in using an example of that, because I don't want that guy, my self-concept with him is probably really good. When there's someone I do want, my self-concept probably wanes a little, right? So you just said then, why is it accept that one person? Because you really want them. So then your insecurities will kick in. That's why you've got to be very vigilant with your thoughts when you really like them. That's why people go, why are the ones that I don't want coming towards me? Because you don't care and you're not fearful. And you're in good self-concept with them. But with the one you want, sometimes you're in bad self-concept because you've got a whole lot of stories about why it won't work. Or why they won't want you. Okay, I'm going to go soon, guys. Can everyone be in boot camp? Well, we don't know what the limit's going to be of people. So I think we're going to do it every second month, and there's only going to be a limited number of boot camps. So what boot camp is, guys, is an intensive coaching group that will go for a month, and it's coming up in a couple of months' time. But we're not quite sure of the machinations of it yet. So if I were you, I'd get the extension first of the self-concept course and see if that's enough for you. And if it isn't, then join boot camp. So how to maintain it correctly for that person. Okay, so what you do to maintain your self-concept for the person you actually want, not the person who's going to name their baby after you that you don't care about, okay, is whenever you're with that person, whenever you're thinking of that person, you think the thoughts that align with the idea that they want you, that align with the idea that you are wanted by them. You don't allow your old thoughts of, I'm not good enough, they don't want me, maybe they don't want to commit to me, maybe they don't want a relationship right now, maybe they're not ready, maybe I'm not good enough for them, maybe there's other girls, maybe they're dating other people. Whatever those stories are, they're wrong, but they're coming from your old self-concept of feeling either not good enough, or you're going to get hurt, or you can't trust someone, whatever your old story is. So you've got to understand that whatever story you're holding about that person that's fucking it up with that person came from the story about you. So what's the connection between the story you have about them and the fact that they don't want you, or it's not working, or they don't want to commit, or whatever the story is, and the story about you? And you'll see the connection. That's how you came up with that story. And when you change that story, they'll change and come towards you. Okay? It's what all my courses about love teach. And when you do the challenge, guys, you'll understand. And what we're doing in the challenge task is every single day there's daily tasks to get you into the state of loved up, so you don't think those old thoughts about yourself and those old thoughts about them. And then every Wednesday we're having a check-in about our thinking, kind of like the mental diet diary and Fuck the 3D, except it's like a love check-in. A love thoughts check-in, okay, in the challenge. So guys, for only $35, and please join before 11:59 on the 4th of February, you can come and join the squad for $35 and don't cancel, because then it will lock in that price. If you cancel, you start again at the $50 price when it starts on the 5th of Feb, because the price of the squad is going up because there's so much value in there now. When I started this a year ago, there was nothing in there. Now there's hundreds of videos to watch, so much content, mentors. There weren't mentors before. There weren't Mentor Mondays, right? Now there is. So the price is going up. So come and join the squad now. The link is in my bio or at subconsciouslaws.com. Lock it in at $35 and come and join the Love Challenge. And also you can watch Mentor Monday this Monday. Then I'll go live tomorrow. And guys, the Love Challenge is going to be amazing. It goes for the whole month of Feb. And then after that is our Law of Assumption based Neville Goddard Made Easy course. And that goes for 2 whole months. So guys, come and join the squad now. You're going to love the Love Challenge. And it starts today at 9 a.m. EST. So that's today, 1st of Feb. So if you're watching this back on YouTube, it's already started. So come and join us. You can start anytime. Bye guys. Thanks for joining me. See ya.